Miniature Market has thousands of board games at discounted prices. Click the direct link below to see all of those discounted games. Hello my friends, Game Boy Geek here. Just got back from Gen Con. I'm exhausted, but I want to give you some videos of some cool hot things I saw there. Today I'm going to be looking at King of Tokyo Duel. It is a two-player tug-of-war version of King of Tokyo designed by the original designer, Richard Garfield, and published by Iello. I had a chance to play one full game of this and watch another game of this. I sort of observed Eric Summer from the Dice Tower was playing while I was kind of watching and taking these pictures and such. So let me show you very high level how it works, and then I'll show you my first impressions afterwards. Now, in King of Tokyo Duel, there's three different win conditions. Here you see both the Fame track, which is the blue star, and the red building, the destruction track. In the middle, that's where it starts, and each player sits on either side of the board, left or right from here. One of the victory conditions is to get the Fame track, the blue star, all the way to the end of the side that you're sitting on, like the player to the right here would win. Or to get the destruction track, the red building here, all the way to the right to win. Or if both of them are on your side and within that little band there, which is like the last, I'd say, three spots there closer to the end, you win as well. And you finally win also if you get the other player's health down to 0 like standard King of Tokyo. Now, just like King of Tokyo, you're going to be rolling the dice, selecting dice to keep, and rolling up to a third time Yahtzee style. And then you're going to be moving things like the destruction track. 3 dice of that allows you to move it once, and for every die after that, you move it again. So they all act like sort of like the number 1 from the original King of Tokyo, and the Fame track works the same way. But of course you're healing and damaging the other monsters and getting energy just like the original King of Tokyo. And you're spending that energy on cards. Now there's, just like before, there's some you keep, some you discard. They have the cost in the upper left. The one on the right is always discounted by 1. And if you don't buy a card, you get 1 energy every round you do that. So there's more card play in this one. One of the things you can do is roll exclamation marks on the dice, and those are special abilities. Each monster has its own special ability, like the alienoid here. If you roll 2 of them, you add any symbol to your roll, or if you then add 1, you add another one. So it's basically like having wilds for that one. But as you can see here, as I flip through all the different monsters, you can see that they all have different abilities. And some abilities, like the king here, they allow you to place tokens out on the track that you like, and they either hinder your opponent, like this one does, or they help you, so giving you different strategies of where to land on the track or to keep your opponent from. All right, now before I get to the moment you've been waiting for, I wanted to let you know that Game Toppers upgrades every game you play, and they just launched their 4.5 Kickstarter, which will introduce the new Galactic, Mycroft, and Watson Game Toppers with interchangeable rail inlays, as well as new game mats, like miniature gaming terrain packs, leg kit options, dining covers, and accessories, and amazing package deals. Search for Game Toppers on Kickstarter or go to GameToppersLLC.com. So again, this is just basically a very high-level first impressions because I did get a chance to play through it once. So just what do I think off the bat, because not a lot of people got a chance to play this and people are dying to hear about this. So first thing, I like the win conditions here. So much like regular King of Tokyo, you can win by getting to 20 fame, killing the other person or getting their health down to 0. Okay, you get their health down to 0 on the wheel, you win just like the original one. The Fame track, you pull it all the way to your side, you win. Or the structures, the destruction track, you pull that all the way to your side, you win. So if you're going for points, fame, or destruction, you pull either of those all the way, you win. Or if 2 of those are in like a certain band that are like 3/4 of the way, you win. Interesting, right? It's an interesting way to do this. That tug of war feels fun. Very different from just health 0 or points. Now you have this other thing, and if you like 2-player tug of war games, that's what this has become. The ability cards. I like in this one that, number 1, the card that's been there the longest is always discounted by 1. Also, if you don't buy a card on your turn, you get an energy for free. So you're going to be getting more cards than normal because of those 2 reasons. And so that's going to give you some more flavor and some more abilities to combo and things like that. So you're going to use the cards a little bit more in this, which I liked. The special abilities. Each of the characters, like that they had basically many of the original characters, and they are triggered by an exclamation point on the dice. So you roll an exclamation point, it is going to be your special ability and do that. And I like that aspect of it. I like that some of the players' abilities or some of the monsters' abilities bring in tokens onto the board. Sometimes they go on your side of the board, you place them, and so when you go on those spots, now you're more incentivized to tug a war on that line. Or to not tug a war. The other player has to also tug that back because they don't want you to land on that because it's going to give you some bonuses. The king's ability actually is detrimental. You put it on the other player's board. Oh, you're running up that track? Well, if you do, it's going to hinder you. That's one of the most interesting parts of the game is manipulating and changing the board, which changes your strategies. Really clever. The game itself, this is going to be maybe a negative thing, I think, is people are going to think it's going to be like another 30-minute game. The game is going to be quicker than some might expect, and that might catch them off guard. My first game of this took, I think, 12 and a half minutes. It was fast. Now, I did talk to the publisher, Iello, there, who was there running the game, and they said, no, it really depends on your play. If you guys are really know the game well, and you know each other's play styles well, and the dice roll the right way, it could last 20, 25 minutes, right? But sometimes it can be faster than 15 minutes. I think that might catch people from surprise. For me, that's a positive. Hey, great filler. It might be 10 minutes, might be 20 minutes, maybe 30 absolute max if you're really going things, but more like 15, 20 minutes. And I think, for me, I was actually expecting it to be a little bit longer. But if you think about a lot of the duel games, Seven Wonders Duel, things like that, they are about 20 minutes. So I think you just have to realign your expectations. It's going to be quicker than you expect. The end game might come faster than you regret, but you know what? It's fun because you're just going to roll a dice and play again. So those are my first impressions of King of Tokyo Duel. This has been a Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships with board games, and helping you on the next one you love.